It's Ruben Lawing. It is Tuesday morning here in McAllen, Texas. I'm doing my leadership talk. I've experienced something kind of cool the last couple days. So I uh, I have a friend that I got connected with. He through my ex-girlfriend in San Diego, California, and he went through buds twice, and he hurt himself. He fell off the obstacle course and did something with his neck. So he was a good guy. So they kept him in the spec war community, and he went to special boat unit. And now he's an artist and an actor. And 10 years ago, I had him. I was doing an FNA on him but he had a migraine headache, and he was going to the doctor, and he had an aneurysm. There goes, couldn't get him through underwriting. Okay, well, we stayed in touch, and he's from the Rio Grande Valley here in Texas, so we got in touch a lot more, and he connected me to some other team guys. Well, not everybody was a team guy. There's a Craig Sawyer who is a tracker, and he tracks down human traffickers, and I wish I could track. I've seen him do things that were just phenomenal. He can go into it. He can go into check about this for situational awareness. He can go into a room where they had traffickers. He can tell how many girls were there, how many guys came in and had sex with them, how long they were there. Yeah, I'm like, how does he even know, right? But he's got that ability, right? I don't, right? I just have this strong sense of justice, and I wanna do bad things to those people. Then there's this other guy who I thought was a team guy, Jason Cisneros. Works all the time, curses like a sailor, and he's also very involved with the human trafficking, and goes on ops and rescues young girls and things. And we started connecting, right? And then through him, he has this group called the Misfit Nation, right? And it's a bunch of people that have had challenges, some pretty severe, right? And they turned their life around, and they're helping other people when they were in similar situations that they're in. Okay, so he ran this. It was like a show. The next impactor. Okay, and so there was a couple people that were prominent from that show, and there's Stephen Smith, and Stephen Smith does the morning daybreakers or something show, and just being real positive. He's like the real life version of oh golly, he used to have a show when I was a kid, Mr. Rogers. Kind of got the same tone of voice, right? Real positive guy, right? And he's had had a rough road and pulled himself out of it, and he's very encouraging, very positive, and that's what his intent is. Okay, and then there's this Christopher Cain, and Christopher Cain is a photographer and young guy. Well, I guess he's like 30 something, 36 or something like that, but he looks really young. And I'm getting to the point that everybody looks really young, and he very well liked, very nice guy, very sharp, he has, what is it? He's autistic, very highly functioning, autistic. And then through him, or through another one from Jason Cisneros, and I just caught her recently. She started doing these walks in the morning. She formed this group of cancer survivors, and her name is Tamara Hunter. And so, she has a baseball cap on, and she wears glasses, and she talks all fast, and puts out a lot of data, high word count, right? And I'm thinking she's really young. And then she gets on the show this morning with Stephen Smith, and Stephen Smith had me on his show, right? And so went very well. And she was on there, and she may look young, and she may talk, like a teenager, but the wisdom that comes out of her mouth is phenomenal, and she gets a lot of things deep. And so I tuned into her being interviewed by him on his show today, and on her little, she walks and talks, and she addresses, she has this line of conversation, but she's also addressing people and their comments on her Facebook feed while she's talking. So that is a little distracting, right? But it's her thing, right? But she's very acute when it comes to understanding the subconscious mind, the collective conscious, the universal consciousness, and she takes it even further than that. The thing that tripped me this morning, and to talk about this, is I've had a enlightenment about that inner flame within each of us. So no matter what's going on around us, I mean, it's what the movies are made out of, right? You get the superhero who's being outnumbered, and then he just turns supernova and whips everybody, right? And or somebody's like, they're Iron Man, and he's, in a cave, and his heart's, he just pulls something together and makes his first Iron Man suit, and boom, launches himself into superherodom, right? We've all, and she said this, that we all have a superhero in us. And I'm telling you what, I believe that. And I believe that every one of us has that spark in us that pilot light that needs to be lit, right? To get the engine running, get that steam engine running. And there's too many of us that are we're stuck in a rut, and we're in the matrix, and we're just going through the motions, and we can't take the exit, all right, out of our rut. And that's a big problem. When you have people come in to come into a meeting, or now they're getting on Zoom, right? They sign up, and then they just don't plug in. They don't plug in. They can't get out of the matrix. They can't get out of their rut, right? And what that is their subconscious programming. Okay, and what they need to do, and you can't light it for them. They have to go. Okay, this is getting me what I've always had, right? And I am done with that. All right, I'm taking this exit. If there's not an exit, I'll make an exit. Right, and it doesn't matter. And that's when you stand on it. There's a common phrase in the SEAL teams is, you stand on it. What does that mean? All right, you standing on your square, and nobody's going to move you, right? And everybody that went through SEAL training, there's nobody. Oh, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. Yeah, everybody heard that, right? And now I are one. Okay, and that changes things. It totally changes things. And because of that, we can go further. Okay, because we can always roll back and be like, yeah, Dad, I've heard this before. And so that pilot light is always lit. Okay. Sometimes we have to add more fuel to it and make it burn hotter, but it's always lit. But it's exciting that I'm running into groups. This energy that I'm catching from this line is similar to what I get through Bridget Krause and Ryan Krause and the John Maxwell Speakers Club. All right, and very similar. I'm surprised there's not a lot more overlap there, but I'm digging it, and it's just the right association to be. And it's very much like what I'm catching on some of these Zoom calls, the Builders Call and the Titan Call and the Good News Call. Very, very similar energy. So here's the thing: a lot of these people are business consultants, right? And they get paid for their advice. They get accounting backgrounds or whatever, and their business backgrounds, and they know how to start a business. They know how to go through the process of everything, right? And they know how to do marketing. Okay, so they get paid for that advice. Okay, where what we do, we give that away for free, and we get paid through the tools that we have for their financial situations. Okay, so we get paid. There's a lot of similarities. Okay, I am kind of in that way with the chemical business, right? I don't get paid going into training at these warehouses, but when they use our product, I get paid. Very similar type of model. We're not getting paid. I'm not getting paid for my knowledge. I'm getting paid. My knowledge causes them to buy our product, and that's why I get paid. It's a very similar situation. But the knowledge and energy that they bring is highly valuable, right? And I see it with what we're doing. Similar, very similar. It's like a different dimension than what's going on in the rest of the world, in the media or on YouTube and Facebook and social media. Okay, very big difference. It's kind of long today, but kind of shouting out to a lot of people. All right, have a great Tuesday.